basketball history to take 4 different teams to the NCAA Tournament, with 3 of those teams making it to the Final Four. He is Eddie Sutton, a Bucklin, Kansas native, graduate of Oklahoma State. For 39 years, Eddie roamed the sidelines, winning 804 games and retiring 5th all-time in total wins. Eddie learned the game of basketball from one of the legends of the game, Mr. Iba, Hank Iba, whom he both played and coached. Eddie was 4 times the National Coach of the Year, taking his team to a total of 26 NCAA tournaments, the 3 Final Four teams from Arkansas in 1978 and Oklahoma State in 95 and 2004. But in my humble opinion, his greatest moment occurred when he held Oklahoma State together after the terrible plane crash that ended the lives of several players and staff. He was a rock during that time, that tragedy. Oklahoma State has named their basketball floor Eddie Sutton Court in 2005. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most successful coaches in basketball history, Eddie Sutton.
First of all, congratulations to the recipients. And I, like Ted, walked through these halls earlier today. I was amazed at all the wonderful athletes that have been inducted into the Kansas Sports Hall of Fame. And believe me, I am indebted to you all for honoring me this evening. And I want to thank the Kansas Sports Hall of Fame and all the officers, trustees, directors for seeing fit to put me in this hall. And I've been in a lot of different halls, but this one is more important to me. Ted mentioned this in Oklahoma City when he was inducted into the Oklahoma Hall of Fame. It's my state. It's where I was born. It's where I was raised. And I think it means very, very special things to me. And I will enjoy this evening, think about it often. You know, go anywhere in the country, everybody thinks I'm from Oklahoma, because I've lived there more years than I've lived in Kansas. And when I left Kansas, I was 18 years old, and I went to Oklahoma A&M. And a lot of people think that I was raised my entire life in Bucklin. That's not become a well-rounded person when you leave there. But basketball was my true love, and there was something to be said in that period of time. We didn't have television. We didn't have electricity. And I had a transistor radio, and you had four of the greatest coaches ever coached the football sport. You had Fall Allen in Kansas, Tex Winter at K-State, Ralph Muller at Wichita, and Miss Drive. And I was sitting in my room and listening to those games. Max Falkenstein became my hero, because he could call those games with the Jayhawks better than anyone. But when you can't see it on television, your imagination takes over. And I could visualize how those games were being played, and I thought, golly, I'd give anything to one day have that opportunity to play for one of those great coaches. And lo and behold, my senior year, all four of them came to recruit me and ask me if I would like to go to their school. And it was a tough decision because they were all four great coaches, all up in the National Hall of Fame. And I ended up going to Oklahoma State. But, you know, the thing that was neat about it, I became friends with all those guys, and I played against all of them. I still remember playing Ralph Miller in Wichita in the Forum, the old place where they used to play downtown. Most of you too young to ever remember that. But I played against them, I got to know them, and then I coached against Ralph and Tex. And that was a great thrill. And then to have the opportunity to coach against all the great coaches we've had the last 35 years. You look at all the great coaches I've met in the NCAA. So life has been so kind to me. Golly, I tell you, I have so much to be thankful for. And my parents certainly set the scale for me. My dad had an 8th grade education. My mother had a high school diploma. But they were some of the wisest people I've ever known. Just like Ted's parents, they taught me some principles that I think that I've been able to apply to my coaching. I tried to teach all those youngsters I've had the opportunity to coach through the years. I don't think anybody can ever have a record like I have without a lot of good players. You have to have a lot of thoroughbreds. You don't want too many jackasses. Jackass never won a Kentucky Derby, but it's the same way if you go with big, fast, and thoroughbreds. But I've also been blessed with a lot of great assistant coaches. You know, the three best assistants, 13 of them, 14 of them gone on to be Division I coaches, but one of them was inducted to this Hall of Fame last year, Gene Cady. I don't know whether you knew that I got Gene Cady from Hutchinson Junior College to go to Arkansas to be my assistant coach. And of course, from there on, he went on to Western Kentucky and then to be the great coach at Purdue. But the other two, one of them will be in this Hall of Fame someday. Bill Self was my assistant for 4 years at Oklahoma State. Great coach, what a great job he's doing in Kansas. And Sean, even though he's still young, he was probably right in that category with Bill and Gene. And I would like for my family to stand up, and I'll say this about my wife. You know,